This video is part 2 of our holidays in New Zealand South Island. In this video, we're sharing our motorhome driving holiday exploring New Zealand South Island. Our motorhome for this trip is a 6-berth Mercedes-Benz with Kia Platinum camper. The motorhome has spacious interior with comfortable bedding. It has toilet and shower, perfect for freedom camping. Our road trip started in Queenstown, and our itinerary included Lake Tekapo, Lake Pukaki, Church of the Good Shepherd, New Zealand's Lavender Farm, the town of Dunedin, and Mount Cook, where we camped and hiked the Hooker Valley, Kea Point, and Tasman Glacier tracks. We drove to the most southern part of New Zealand's mainland before heading back to Queenstown. After picking up the motorhome, we stocked up on food, drinks, and essential supplies in Pack and Save, a New Zealand discount food supermarket warehouse. We ensured we will not get hungry nor thirsty on this road trip. We pulled over at Lindis Pass Summit Lookout to stretch our legs and look at the panoramic views of the landscape. On the shores of Lake Tekapo, amongst the beauty of the lake and mountains, is the Church of the Good Shepherd. It was built in 1935 as a memorial to commemorate early settlers. It is one of the most photographed buildings in New Zealand. Since freedom camping is not allowed in Lake Tekapo, we drove to Lake Pukaki and freedom camped at the Pines. The Pines, also known as Lake Pukaki Reserve, offers stunning views of the lake and Mount Cook. From the highway turn off on the scenic road to Mount Cook, we stopped at New Zealand Alpine Lavender Farm, the largest certified organic lavender farm in the Southern Hemisphere. We walked through the vibrant lavender fields and took photos. We had the freshest premium salmon from glacier to plate in High Country Salmon Farm. One of the most stunning roads I've had the pleasure of traveling along is the road to Mount Cook National Park. As you drive along this windy road, you will welcome with stunning views of Lake Pukaki and the giant mountains that surround it in the distance. Lake Pukaki literally shines bright blue on a sunny day, and as you approach the township of Mount Cook, the views only get better. There are plenty of scenic viewpoints and lookouts along this route, offering amazing photo locations all over Mount Cook National Park. This is one of New Zealand's best campsites where you can stay in true alpine landscape. Camp beneath magnificent alpine scenery and enjoy a variety of walks from the valley floor to the mountain tops. View of the mountains is incredible. If there's a clear sky at night, the stars look amazing as well. Waking up with ice-capped mountains was an awesome sight for the entire family. We couldn't really get any closer to the mountains and snow. This is a great base to do the hike at the Hooker Valley Track and Kia Point. Unfortunately, on our first attempt, we were unable to complete the whole Hooker Valley Track. The first swing bridge was closed due to extreme winds. Since we cannot cross the bridge, we took this opportunity to walk around this area of the national park and took photos. Due to our aborted hike on the Hooker Valley Track, we took on another trail close to camp, the Kia Point Track. This trail begins at White Horse Hill Campground. The Kia Point Track is one of the best hikes in Mount Cook National Park. The walk starts gently and winding through alpine scrubs and grasslands. As we climbed, we passed through old rocks from the glacier's past movements. The trail leads to a viewing platform perched above Mueller Glacier Lake. we saw uninterrupted views of the surrounding peaks of the Southern Alps and New Zealand's tallest mountain, Mount Cook. Stargazing at Mount Cook is excellent because the park offers clear and dark skies, which is free from light pollution. The Hooker Valley Track is the most popular walk in Mount Cook National Park. The trail is easy to hike on because the walk was on flat trail of gravel, wooden boardwalks, and suspension bridges. There are 3 suspension bridges on this track. The bridges served as good milestones on where we are on the trail. We started getting a glimpse of Mueller Lake around 20 minutes into the walk. And just like Lake Pukaki, Mueller Lake is very noticeable as it has an unusual color due to the rock particles from the Mueller Glacier. After about an hour of walking on flat gravel trail, we reached the wooden boardwalk. We started to see Mount Cook getting closer and closer into view. Eventually, we reached the end of the trail of the Hooker Lake, which shows us the brilliant view of Mount Cook. Another hike we did in Mount Cook National Park is the Tasman Glacier View Track. The trail up to the lake is not long, but the climb is steep and most of the path are steps. The info boards on the way up are very informative. The Tasman Glacier is the longest glacier in New Zealand. The views from the lookout at the top of the trail are incredible. Spectacular views of Mount Cook the Southern Alps as well as the Lower Tasman Glacier. You can see the vast terminal lakes and its icebergs. Even in summer, icebergs can be seen floating in the lake. After exploring the central part of New Zealand's South Island, we headed to the Otago region, specifically to Dunedin. In Dunedin, we caught up with my wife's nephew and his family. We walked up Baldwin Street, the world's steepest street. We admired the ornate and historic architecture of Dunedin railway station, and we went around Larnac Castle and its gardens. From Dunedin, we headed further south and stopped over at Nugget Point, where we trekked to the lighthouse. The Nugget Point Lighthouse is one of the oldest working lighthouses in New Zealand's South Island. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't good when we visited. We did, however, saw and heard seals, penguins, and seabirds. Completed our adventurous drive in the Caitlin's, we settled in Curio Bay for our last night in our motorhome. The weather was not favorable, but we slept in and had a relaxing morning. After brunch, we drove south until we reached Stirling Point, the southernmost point of New Zealand's mainland. This spot is famous for its signposts showing directions and distances to major cities around the world. This signpost has been featured in thousands of travelers' photographs and is a must-do to the visitors of the Southland. No visit to Queenstown would be complete without a stop at the Kawaru Bungee Center, the world home of bungee. Nestled into a rock face overlooking the stunning Kawaru River, the view alone will make the trip worthwhile. The Kawarau Bridge Bungee is the home of the world's first and most famous of leaps. This 43-meter bungee jump is still the most popular bungee site, attracting thousands of thrill seekers from around the world. We're ending our Queenstown adventure by sampling New Zealand's Marlborough oysters. Marlborough oysters have a crisp, salty, ocean-fresh flavor and a clean finish. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. See you on our next adventure.